Ben, just to start, how you feeling about Ben and D?
Yeah, obviously really excited. It's been a long time coming, I suppose, and this trade period can feel a little bit like it goes on forever. But to get the deal done today was fantastic. So definitely over the moon, and got given the new polo just before, so I think I look pretty good in the colours, if I don't say so myself. So yeah, no, it's really good. Really excited about it.
You must have been obviously confident you were going to make it to the D's, but I mean, when it drags into the final days, do you start to get second thoughts?
Yeah, I suppose we were pretty confident that things would get done, and I think my management's been fantastic the whole way through this process with me. I suppose I've been learning on the run a little bit, but yeah, I was pretty excited to get to the D's. That from the first meeting that I had with them, only a couple of weeks ago now, they made me feel really welcome and like I'd be really valued. So, couldn't be more excited to join the D's.
How long did it take you to get your head around, I guess, that you were going to have to move clubs and this being the option for you, Ben?
Yeah, so it was always our intention, I suppose, from as far back as anything, that we'd try and stay at North Melbourne. I suppose it was a bit of a process to get my head around that. Maybe that wasn't going to be the case, and I suppose it was the end of the year when I had my exit meeting with Reece. With Reece Shaw and Brady Rawlings, that I was told that I wouldn't be required anymore and that it'd be best for me to look elsewhere. So that was probably when I really started to get my head around it, and I suppose started looking elsewhere into other clubs that might be interested in taking me on. But yeah, Melbourne were right there from the start, and like I said, made me feel really valued and welcomed, and I'm really stoked to be joining the club.
Ben, I apologies for taking you back to that meeting, but what were your initial emotions when you're told, after so many years at North Melbourne and successful years too for yourself personally, that you're no longer a required player?
Yeah, I suppose I was disappointed at first. I'd always seen myself as, I'd always been really grateful to North Melbourne for the opportunity that they'd given me when. I had to go through 4 drafts before anyone would take a chance on me. So that definitely still sits with me. And, I was, so in that meeting, I suppose, I was disappointed and, that I suppose a little bit shocked and having to trying to figure out what was coming next. But, I'm going to look back. I'm going to look back over the last few years, and I've made a few memories that will stick with me for life. And now it's about making some more memories at a really exciting club that's up and coming.
You're a 4-time leading goal kicker for the Kangaroos. Did they tell you why they were sort of staying to shop you around and tell you your future's not here?
Yeah, I suppose it was a number of things from their perspective. They're probably the best ones to ask about that, but I suppose that you look at the list changes they've had at the end of the year, and I suppose they've decided that they're going in a different direction, and a few of the players that they've that they're looking to get in are probably of a younger sort. I don't think that I'm particularly old at the moment, but that was probably the main thing that they told me, but it's probably a question more for them.
Do you feel like you're closer to a premiership now that you've landed at the Demons compared to the Roos?
Yeah, I'm certainly hoping so. I'm still getting my head around being at a new club, and just looking forward to meeting everyone to start with, and getting involved down there in a big pre-season. But I do look at the club as a pretty exciting place to be. They've got they seem to have. They seem to be pretty much coming into their premiership window, and so I'm really excited to potentially be a part of that next year. It's been a few years since I've played finals, so hopefully looking forward to doing that next year.
Is that all?
Ben, just
Go on, Tim. You're up.
I was just Ben, when obviously it became clear that Reece wasn't going to be the coach at North, I mean, was it too far late by then, or was there a thought that you could potentially stay beyond that point? Did that have any impact on obviously it hasn't, but did it have any impact on your thinking even briefly?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, for starters, I think the North didn't come back with an offer for me at any point during that period of time, so there was no offer on the table for me to consider. So it was always about, and I'd been told in that exit meeting that they were moving in a different direction. So I suppose I had got my head around that, and I knew that I was going to have to look for a different club because, whether I wanted to or not at that point, North Melbourne had decided to move in a different direction. So. Like I said, the decision was made pretty clear for me when I met with Melbourne and met with a few of their staff members and players, and the decision became clear.
How excited are you to be pulling on the Demons jumper and sharing a forward line with the likes of Christian Petrarca?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I've watched what they've done, over. Well, definitely this year and, the past few years. I think they've got some really exciting players that I'm really looking forward to meeting and starting to learn how each other plays. And I'm just hoping that I can complement some of the really talented players they've already got at their club. I definitely have a lot of learning to do over this pre-season, but, I'm really excited about just trying to fit in with those guys and, try to make a really good first positive impact at the club.
And how's the body and your fitness at the moment?
Yeah, really good. I've been building back really well. I had some surgery probably about 2 months ago, so I've been building back and running really well. I think by the time pre-season's back up and running in January, I'll be fit and raring to go, as fit as I've ever been. So that's the goal at the moment, is just trying to train hard through this period, and smart as well, because I have had that surgery not too long ago. But the body feels really good at this point. I think I've been progressing really well. So, positive signs for getting back to January and being able to get stuck into a big pre-season.
Hey Ben, are there any parts of your game that you're really keen to work on? I guess the criticism late this season was perhaps that you had become a bit one-dimensional as a lead-out forward and not the traditional crash and bash pack type mark. Is there any type of tweaking that you want to do to your game, or is you just want to build on that sort of style of game that's served you so well for so long?
I suppose I think I really, I'm going to try and embrace what I do really well. I've already met with Greg Stafford, who's going to be the forwards coach at Melbourne, and really excited to work with him. Everyone's looking to improve on various areas of their game, but I dispute the fact that I'm one-dimensional. I think I've shown over a number of years that I can play the game in a variety of ways and made life pretty difficult for opposition defenders. But I think the first thing that I'll be looking to do is trying to learn from the guys that are at the club. Getting used to a new game plan and a new way of going about things, a new way of training. So I'm just really excited to get in there as soon as possible and get stuck into it.
And the thought of having the MCG as your home ground, just explain the excitement around that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I think big grounds suit me really well with the I suppose the physical attributes that I bring to footy. So, and I've got really fond memories of the MCG because my first game was on the MCG against Melbourne. So, it definitely holds very fond memories, and played a few big finals there too. So to be able to run out there, every second week is a pretty exciting prospect.
And when the fixture does come out, you're looking forward to squaring up with some of your old teammates?
Yeah, absolutely. I've had a chat to a couple of them already about how different it'll be to line up against them. But I suppose I've done a fair bit of training against those boys before, and it's exciting when that'll come around. But bit of time yet to put some work in.